Alright Jake, today's a very special day. We're going to be having a crack today at the endurance mindset. The equations behind it, how to create it, how to cultivate it. This is the mathematics, this is the metaphysics of it. This is endurance tech, aka the endurance recipe, and we're going to try and work it out in real time with you guys, and I'm really excited about this. The biggest takeaway from today will be, I already know, is that it's a trainable thing. I mean, I cut out a hole in my mesh window the size of my penis to piss out of when I was a kid. That's how lazy I was. Like example like this.
What, in your room?
Yeah, bro. Like I used to sleep like this. I cut a circular thing out here. I would piss out of it onto. That's how lazy I was. So it's tried and tested. We're going to call this the endurance tech. This one we're going to try and break down. We're going to call this the pain principle. We're going to try and work this out.
So this is coming under the pain principle.
This is the pain principle.
Okay.
This right here, we're going to call this reality. And then we're going to say how it is. Now, over here, this is how you think it should be, aka your expectation. So we have here reality as it is, and what you think reality should be, aka your expectation of the situation. The gap between your expectation and how it is equal to the pain / discomfort. As we go down, we're going to go like this, right? Get this. This is key. You have these gaps here, right?
Yeah.
And then you have this. Each situation here, the gap gets smaller and smaller. So as we go down here, there's less and less pain. Until you reach this point here, where how you think it is and how you think it should be is completely aligned. And we're going to call this zero friction.
Wow.
Or 0 G's. Now when I say 0 G's, at this point here, there's no added force on you. This is a radical acceptance of reality as it is.
Okay.
That's what this is. How do I close this gap between how you think it should be and how it actually is, to therefore decrease the pain? Now, like in the last video, for people who haven't seen it, we're going to go back to the pointing out instructions from Padmasambhava, and we're going to say, number one way to narrow this gap down, to get yourself in alignment with how it actually is, and get to 0 G, make no preferences. Don't accept or reject. The more you practice this exact thing here, each time you're going to get closer and closer to where your expectation of the situation will always be how the situation is unfolding in real time. Because the expectation creates a lot of tension and a lot of stress. You're out there, you're riding, and you think, oh fuck, it's really hard. You start doing this, sad face. You're in this point here, which is physical difficulty. But you're thinking over here that it shouldn't be. You should be you should be smiley face.
How does that make it harder?
Because you're creating this friction within yourself. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this.
Oh, so you're just doubling.
You're doubling it.
Because it's already physically hard.
Squared.
It's already physically hard.
We're going to say the double up is the difficulty squared, and it's squared because it's difficult already, but then you're making it more difficult by saying it shouldn't be like this, and then we're multiplying the D by 2. I should feel better than this. It should be easier. I shouldn't be in pain. I shouldn't want to give up. I shouldn't want to quit. You're doing all these shoulds and shouldn'ts. But the reality is these things are happening. And if you were just calibrated to them and just realize that that's how it is, I'm expecting to be how it is and not something different to it, you narrow this gap down and then you get here, you reach peace at that point. From a Stoic perspective, we're going to call that 0 G point an acceptance of your lot. You know what I mean? This is your lot from the universe, from God, whatever. Okay, and you're in complete acceptance of it. That's the first principle. Instantly, this can revolutionize the whole game. Most people's issue is that they encounter situations, right? And then they feel like, oh, it shouldn't be like this. And then they get disheartened by it because they go, oh, I feel like quitting. It shouldn't be like this. Well, who told you that? They go, I feel bad, and then they feel bad for feeling bad, as if they shouldn't feel bad, which sends them into this vicious cycle. We're going to say that's Stoic terminology. Now, I'm going to borrow another concept from our good friend Seneca, right? The space between expectation and reality, the pain, you know, getting to 0 G, acceptance of your lot. We're going to borrow another thing. The problem that we're having that's creating this is, in Seneca's words, an inability to adapt to the present moment. That's major key. So I'm just throwing that in there, just a little bit of juice, a little bit of spice. The thing is, what I'm trying to point out to you here, this is 100% trainable, and you can narrow this gap down by the wisdom of make no preferences, don't accept or reject, be completely accepting of your lot, radical acceptance in it, and realizing the inability to accept the present moment. We'll narrow this down there, therefore reducing the pain, and we're just going to say that's a wrap. Cut, check, that's it.